lawyers of Seidu Abagre of Mamprogu Traditional Council SU Ministry of Interior, in fact, NIB, National Intelligence Bureau, Ninano on what the whereabouts of Seidu Abagre. Aha, Island TV Plus, and first time I watch a bra with you know, over like a video no at the Amaya na channel no so subscribe it. In fact, videos na there every brain na and Benya Daji na was scrolly na any of the discussions as far as any issue concern no what me ahwe na wa share na afoforo so anya bi ahwe. Now the lead counsel in this particular lawsuit no lawyer Martin Kpebu. Lawyer Martin Kpebu dey say Ghana ha obia anim no the one of the vocal legal practitioners enya wo mo recently. In fact, ye bete ne ho asem papa ebra the issue with Kisi Ejabe Esore I detaining no a kire se ho nsensem de buruja na nyina ebe kaya November etwa mu ya November etwa mu ya 2025 asem na making ene December the early of December ana His Royal Majesty Otumfuor Osetutu ababiu a otoso mienu ne final mediation between the Mampu C and then the Kusasi. Say case ya wo mo a edebetu nanim say yewura wo de enim so wa bi pen. Dagbon case no, yana case no, o solve ma asundwe eba nti yudi so obetimi de pepepe yo ato baabi eda. Nti wo mo de asemi beda no ana kire say yewura etena so no wadi kan atena so somewhere around June ho. Nti na the last time ye na November eda etwa to ene December danu edi kan no ho baabi in 2025. Nti o report no ewie tie afanu nyina obi abo ninkru na oti obi asem anaja o ma o mote ase se o de ho report no e kwa command politician nsa His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ampa ne nua ne ampani ampa o de report yi e koma His Excellency John Dramani Mahama on December 16th na His Excellency so Emma Ghana fo nyina etie report no ensem ana ewo mu na report no ebaaye no na ye nyina ye hu se ye nuanum kusa asefo no ana kire se empanifo etena ase etie empanifo no ehwemu omo ye ene report mediation report omo de baaye na kire se kusa asefo no which is led by Abugragu Azoka the second ono ene the rightful heir of Boko Naba. Enti adesrede ana His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ene Otumfuor Osetutu His Royal Majesty a omode asem ne koda no no ema afanu ti ase se se ne be na asundwe ebeba nti no Seidu Abagre o insisa na niema emfree Boko na onko na regu chese eho na wo baabi a wo mo ewo se wo no metena se da be asundwe ebeba na ebaaye no wo mo ani anso ye nuano mamprogu anase mamprosifo no ani anso mediation report wa Otumfuor ene His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ema ye nyina ete ase no nanso no historically no wo ma ete ase se even within the Supreme Court cry ka ho asempen se asase ne de customarily any historically no even in law no Azoka ana chese oye the rightful overlord ewo Boko na ekoba asa no na chese ewo se yema Seidu Abagre so de ne free Boko na yema ne free ho no mo no ana ye hu ba bi owo enti lawsuit a lawyer Martin Kpebu the lawyers on a lead counsel within this particular case no they on can say as it stands no omuhu ba bia Seidu Abagre wo enti de ben ana ebaaye na Ghana ha say ye chi obi even under criminal offense ampa say wadi bone a ye man of 48 hours so na court of competent jurisdiction etie nsem na court no mo determine say well still now he has to be kept in a year jail and I say yebema ni bila eti enye yankasa mfa yepe enye ni yepe say oh we dey ye why didn't you say e wo say odem enti na lawyer Martin Kpebu wadwa papa because prior no wone interior minister honorable Muntaka MP for Asawase edi enkita ho ne nsa wo so ana wo kire say oh wanya asem no njiremu no ene enteye no entem enti onya botre na osama yen etiase se in fact Nigeria akra na yese Ghana better than them in terms of everything no omokra they just have 24 hours for criminals say you be determine on bill na how much more Ghana we can't continue to run a country like Ghana in such disorderly manner. Mumientie lawyer Martin Kpebu, the lead counsel in that particular case our file. In fact, the early hours of this evening, NHS file a particular suit no editor Ministry of Interior and then NIB.
Yeah, he's very bitter and very sad about the situation because this is first son, Baba Saidu Abdullah, right? He's the only one who has been given access. Look, let's start this with the protocols, right? Look, I don't want to go to the merits, but I want to deal with just the, well, not just, let's deal with the human being, okay? He's human. He has a family. So, and not just an ordinary family. We all know who sent him there. So if you pick such a person, what I'm saying is that our protocols would demand that, number one, at least you send a delegation, a message to the Nairi that, oh, this man, I'm using man because I don't want to go into the merits. You put him Boko. We have taken him. He is here. As we speak today, the Nairi, the overlord of the Mampushi kingdom, he's not being informed where this is Saidu Abagre is. He's not being informed. And that one, you don't need a lawyer. That's the thing that beats my mind. That as a nation, we govern in such a disorderly manner. And I mentioned it, that I'm not happy that the Minister of Interior hasn't reached out to him. You have to reach out to him that, oh, Chief, listen, despite everything, we've taken your son. We've kept him at this and this location. Anytime you need him, you can come. That has not been done. I think that shows a lot of disrespect. It's not good. We can't do that. We can't do that.
Now, we moved, or he was supposed to leave Boko or stay there. Now, what you're telling us is that he's with the National Intelligence Bureau.
Yeah.
Is it in furtherance of that report, or there's a criminal case that he's facing?
Say that again. So I have not been told. Okay, I've been his lawyer in times past. At least this is about the third or fourth case I'm doing for him. So as part of the protocols, even I would have said, okay, you said to see which lawyer have you dealt with in the past. Can we call him in? I have not been contacted. I expect that the state is the state that took him. So look for his lawyers. Or like I said, even if that is too much, at least basic, look for the Nairi. Look for the Nairi and inform him that, look, your son is here if you need him. But what they did was to just look for his biological son. But Saidu Abagre doesn't belong to his biological son. Customarily, his biological, that is his son. He doesn't control him. Ask for those who have authority over him, his uncles, etc. So that's how you go to the Nairi. So there are protocols. Or simply, if you had looked for his lawyers, and I, not just look, I have said it previously, I sought to contact authority. So I contacted Muntaka, Minister for Interior. He said he didn't see it early. By the time he came back, it was about 4 or 5 days earlier. Later, after we had come on air and complained that we felt his rights were being abused. And then after, I was being told to come through protocols, right to rights, etc. before I would see him. But that doesn't even solve it. Even if I wrote a letter, it doesn't solve the detention. The key thing we need now is that he be freed, because he's not been told of any, as far as I get second-hand information from Baba, he's not been told about any crime he's committed. And even if he had committed a crime, let's be very clear. You see, the Constitution is clear that if you arrest a person on grounds that he's committed an offense, right, within 48 hours, let's be very clear, within 48 hours, take that person to court so that the person too can apply for bail. Let's be very clear. Kpebu number 4 versus Attorney General number 4. Take the person to court. It's the judge who will then listen to the state, whether NIB, police, national security, or which other institution, and then listen to the suspect or the accused and his lawyers. Then the judge will make a determination. So let's be very clear. The fact, I'm not saying this particular case. So in law, even if Touchwood, Hansen, I was to pull a gun and shoot you to death, it doesn't mean because everybody here is on camera, you first seen Kpebu shooting Hansen, it means that you can just throw him into custody for any long. The law is that within 48 hours, take Kpebu to court, and then I'll, through my lawyers, have something to say to apply for bail. Then we'll see. Well, don't take that for granted. Let's not think that, oh, but the evidence is clear. Hey, the evidence will not always be clear. There are reasons why we didn't start today. Even previously in the 1969 Constitution, it was 24 hours. In 1969, if you read the 69 Constitution, if you arrested a person, you were to bring him to court within 24 hours. Today in Nigeria that we pride ourselves that we are better than them, they still have 24 hours. And we took ours back to 48. And now even 48 hours, we are breaching it. So let's fight for that. It doesn't matter. Even if you saw the crime with your own eyes, the law is that don't keep the person beyond 48 hours. Take the person to court. Let the judge listen to the two sides. The judge is supposed to be the impartial arbiter. Even though sometimes you may say, oh, once you see the gun, that one, over 90%, the person will not get bail within 48. Yes, but you go. The moment we want to use our own minds and say, oh, this one, they're lie, he won't get bail, so we'll not take it. It's wrong. Let the judge say so. Don't decide for the judge. That's what we are fighting for. If we don't protect Article 14, Clause 3, that's the way they will continue breaching it, and then it will come against us. You saw how eventually I was arrested. If years ago I hadn't come to court, several cases, you hear Martin Kpebu number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. I'm sure the day the OSP arrested me, I probably would have been kept there far longer. So you also have a duty to push to make our society better.
The lawyer Martin Kpebu say, "Mo be fa branti na kakra ni a obi anim ba bia wo na yenye ne saa so bibi achi na wo se mo ni die ema eye nayiri overlord of eye Mamprogu traditional area say after all eye ne ba ana say wo mo de hye ana mo abefa wo mo enti mo hu say oh interior minister una wo hwe bambo sem ne ye keka ho so enti nka mo yamane say oh mo makore ya befa no ase no wo enti tam bia no a eye nayiri overlord of eye Mamprogu ana say Mamprogu traditional area opese wo behwe ni bia no betimi aba na wa behwe no enti enkoye say yaye no in a secluded place na afi no abaye chinchinchin ope sebi enipa ya yese yache no a yayi na free eye boko no kura na ohu ba bi owo eba sa de a na emra no a yese yede igu Ghana no ye toto nase na yini so papa eye. In fact, we just the initiation of the court case and I just say of file suit no na substantive cases na nkasa de and as substantive case ne de as the case ne proceeds no ye de whole details ne nyina ebemam na once mwanya emu details no motimi afolo. In fact, the Mamprosi and then the Kusasi issue no is an issue of interest to a lot of Ghanaians. If we say benefo say oyonko abadwe say share na wonso watamnsu e de esiwudie ho say asonbie oboko a sana asonbie nso ewo asantemem sana ebi wo enkramem empu infantemem ne baabi a akabia say baabi nyu a baabi nso enyo aha Island TV Plus waje bra wati and over like video no ma share no subscribe na odo comment nso aba na videos a upload no wahwe bi